Hello and welcome to the Business Spotlight Series, episode number 47. Today we're here with Meghan Johnson from Manpower Incorporated of Southeast Michigan. How are you doing today, Meghan?
Good. Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for coming on. And I know you told me I could just say Manpower, but I had to get the whole title in there, just because. So we always start off with a little bit of a bio here on the Spotlight Series. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Manpower and the history of your organization and what you guys are up to?
Sure. Well, we are a staffing agency. We are a franchise. So Manpower is, an international company headquartered in Milwaukee, but our franchises cover both Monroe and Washtenaw County. So
Gotcha.
We partner with companies in those two counties and help people find work and from all over.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know. So the main headquarters you said is in Milwaukee?
Yep.
Oh, very cool. How long has Manpower been around? Do you know?
Yes. The headquarters no, but our franchises have been around since the 60s, 1960-ish.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's a long time. Yeah. So, well, that's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of staffing. That's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Very
nice
cool.
when we go to places and see our alumni. We get hired in.
So, what are some of the businesses around our area that you guys work with, and especially in the Chelsea area?
Yeah, we work with Hatch, Gestapo. We do a lot of hiring with them. We work with Jiffy a lot. We have for many years, and this year was no exception. They're an essential employer with the food service, so they were extremely busy, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
And then they ramp up for their holiday season too. So things are good with them, and we anticipate ramping up for them late spring, early summer again for hiring for their holiday needs.
That's very cool. Yeah, Jiffy's such a great company. They do so much in the community. It's just fantastic. So is Hatch and Gestapo. It is nice. I feel like, especially with Industrial Drive being where it is, it's easy for people to remember that Jiffy is here and whatnot, being right on Main Street. But those other companies employ so many local people and provide so many jobs, and it is just great to have those in our community and to have organizations like yours working with them to find people jobs. It's important. People gotta work. So, well, that's pretty great. Yeah. Now, do you find during COVID, you've mentioned how Jiffy, stayed very busy being an essential business. Did you see a lot of drops and spikes in other businesses that you guys work with in their hiring?
Well, in March, as you know, when everything kind of shut down, March, April, a lot of the manufacturing places shut down, and that in turn led to shutdowns for a lot of other positions. So really, it was like healthcare and Jiffy, right? But when things started to open back up, there were a lot of spikes, and the companies are doing everything they can to get good quality candidates right now. We partner with a lot of them in the area, and we work with Jack and Celine. We're still working with Michigan Medicine. We do healthcare, clerical, light industrial, custodian positions out there. So we're definitely supporting that group. And then right now we are also working with a company called Thetford. And they are located, they have two locations, west side of Ann Arbor, and then also Dexter. So they're both locations are right off of 94 by that Pilot gas station. Yeah,
Baker Road there.
Yep, and they do the support for RV and recreational, which is exploding right now. That's growing exponentially. And we actually have a career fair going on for them. And this week, and we are working with them to do a lot of assembly positions. So people will assemble, inspect, and package finished toilets and RVs. Working with create the evacuation hoses, manufacture those, package them, get them ready to ship out. And they're hiring all three shifts. They have paid progressions, and they have a hiring bonus of $1,500. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I cut you off there a little bit. You want to say that again, just in case the sign up? How much there?
$1,500. So their goal is, if you come to Manpower, you get hired in. Their goal is to hire you in after 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
Which doesn't usually happen. Usually you're out there as a temp a lot longer. But if you have good attendance, you're a good worker, they want to hire you in after 2 weeks. And then after that 2-week period, you become eligible for the $1,500 bonus, which is paid out from 30 days to a year. So it's paid out in increments.
That's great.
And then, yep, and they have pay progressions along with that too, and great benefits. They're a very welcoming company. A lot of people like working out there. Last week I had a chance to meet with a couple of the supervisors on the line.
Mm-hmm.
They're fantastic. They really want people to feel welcome. You know, they're working with a lot of the employees to make sure they're happy, make sure the work can get done. So that's great.
That's awesome. And yeah, as you said, I mean, booming industry right now. The RVs, I mean, it's basically anything recreation based, from kayaks to trailers to bikes. Any of that stuff this year has been basically impossible to find. So I can imagine that they're doing quite well right now. It'd be a good place to get your foot in the door and you know, try to build something up, because I don't think the recreation craze is really going to go anywhere. It's not like it wasn't already a big industry long before COVID, but with this hitting, people have really got on board with it. I mean, I literally got a buddy building a trailer in his garage right now because he can't get one. Like, he can't get one. The prices have gotten so high. So yeah, it makes perfect sense for a business like that to be hiring as many as they are. And what a great spot to work too, location wise, you know, easy on and off the freeway there, never too much traffic in that part of the area. And you got all the awesome stuff in Chelsea and Dexter around you. It's awesome. Very cool.
It's not seasonal work either. They want these people year round.
Right.
They need these people year round. So it's nice for people to have a little bit more job security with that too, and not worried about the layoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great. And if people want to find out about those positions, they can find that information on your Facebook and your website, I'm assuming.
Yes, we're on our website, social media. They can also call our office. The number is 734-665-3757.
All right.
They can speak with anyone who answers the phone, or they can text that number too. If they want to text the word Thetford, that's THETFORD, or just I want a job. We'll help them.
That's so cool. Yeah, and we did put your Facebook and your webpage in the comments, so anybody watching that has interest, they can click there and figure out how to get in touch with you guys. It sounds like you're making it about as easy as you possibly can, right down to texting "I want a job." I love that. That's so funny. Yeah, that's great. Well, it's so good to hear all the cool stuff you guys got going. It's so important for people to know, you know, if they're having trouble, you know, figuring out the right job and the place to go, that there's organizations like yours they can reach out to get the right fit for them. And it sure sounds like Thetford's got some good stuff going on. So that sounds like quite an opportunity. Well, as you know, because you've watched a few of these, we always like to end with something a little silly. Well, actually, before we get to that, I did want to say congratulations on your 13th year at Manpower. That is that is very cool. And I love when we talked about that earlier, what you said. You've been there 13 years, but in that office or in this company, you're still kind of the baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super funny. That shows a lot of retention. Now, don't get me wrong, it makes sense that a place that does hiring you know, as its main goal, and staffing is what I should say. Sorry, staffing. Obviously, you would hope they would have good employee retention. So it's nice to know that somebody that's been there for 13 years is considered still one of the newbies. That's funny. Yeah. Well, great. Well, all right. So to hear a little bit more about you, what have you been watching?
We're watching The Unicorn right now.
It's a good one, man. My girlfriend loves The Unicorn. That guy, the main character. Now, there's only one season of that right now, or did they do two?
I think they're on their second one.
Very cool. Yeah. That one's on Netflix for anybody that's looking for it. Yeah, and for people that don't know, anybody that ever watched Sons of Anarchy or Justified, the main character, Walton Goggins, came from both of those shows. He was in Django Unchained. He's in a ton of good stuff. So excellent cast, very funny show. It's nice because it's, you know, it's not too kiddie or anything, but it's definitely got a little edge to it, but it's easy going. You know, you can just kind of enjoy it and relax and throw it on. Well, that's great.
Like all the advice his friends give him.
What'd you say?
Like all the advice his friends give him.
Yeah, his friends are hilarious. They basically are the worst help ever, is basically what it comes down to. Yeah. Well, great. Well, thanks, Meghan, for coming on and telling us a little bit about yourself and about Manpower and all the stuff you guys have going on. I really appreciate it. And
great, thank you.
Yep, and thank you to Grifka Marketing for sponsoring and facilitating as always. We will see you guys all next week. Thanks again, and have a great rest of your Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.